Gin, and we've got Instagram here. I'm looking at you guys, and we've got Facebook over here. So bear with me for a sec. Let's talk amongst yourselves. I'm Philip Jones from Martini Whisperer, and welcome to Happy World Gin Day. It's a bit like Christmas has come at once, because we've got today, with the friends from the Antipodes Gin Company, we've got Shane in Adelaide. Hopefully we'll get him on board. Mike here, who's our master distiller, based here in Canberra. So we are kind of socially isolating, in case you're wondering. This looks bigger on the screen than it really, really is. So again, lovely to have you along. We're going to be talking about their range. We're going to talk about how the stuff is made. And I'm going to be making some cocktails to make you thirsty. So I hope you've got a really nice drink on the go. And again, Shane, if you're watching us and seeing this, we're trying to get you in, but otherwise we'll just go with the flow, as we talked about, and make it all so. So let's start at the beginning. Who is Antipodes Gin Company? What's the story behind that?
Well, Antipodes was established in around 2015 and has been going for obviously 5 years. Until recently, some of our products were made under contract, but recently we've bought our own distillery and we set up locally in Canberra, and we've taken back control of our products and production.
Yep.
And our main point of difference, I guess, is that we're certified organic, and one of the very first to do that with gins and products in Australia.
And there's not many who are doing it still?
There's only a couple.
Yeah.
So that's it's a great thing. We build in these sustainability initiatives into our products and our manufacturing processes, and that's our ethos of our company, I guess.
That's fantastic. And I remember when the first release was sent to me, almost 5 years ago now, the original release. So we've expanded the list, and we're going to meet the range as we go along, the original certified organic gin. And of course we're broadcasting here from Canberra in the ACT, so that's a bit of an exciting moment for the company, isn't it? Because you're almost as if you've taken over a distillery, you've run a rebuild to suit your particular purposes for your production.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we've got a slightly different process to make our gins than most other distilleries would approach a gin, and now that we're owning our facility, we're able to really let that loose and create some new flavours, which is really exciting.
So who's behind the company? Because we've got Shane Reid, one of the business owners in Adelaide.
Yeah, so Shane Reid's one of our directors. We have two other directors in Melbourne, and it's myself in Canberra as the distiller.
But you're kind of new to distilling too, aren't you?
Yes, I've been going 12 months now. My background is in brewing beer.
Yeah.
And as every brewer knows, making beer is halfway to making whiskey. So I took myself off to Hobart and I attended the Tasmanian Whisky Academy course run by Anne Gignan. That was fantastic.
Yes, she's terrific.
Yeah, so I went to visit some distilleries down there, and I talked to some distillers, and what struck me about all that experience was that everyone was happy. The distillers were happy people, and they really loved their jobs. The customers were really happy. They were buying a special treat for themselves from the distillery, and I thought that sounds like a great place to be, where you can enjoy your work and serve happy customers.
It's a beautiful place to be, and thank you for making all the beautiful stuff, because we love it, don't we? Well, we're talking to Mike Dennis and Shane Reid from Antipodes Gin Company, newly located here in National Capital, and they've got an outpost in South Australia, and because it's World Gin Day. And so it's just, if you know my website, I've just kept a list of Australian gin makers. Every couple of weeks, there's more and more and more. It's just really exploded. So, thanks for the tip on the volume, Victoria. We'll do our best to make it a bit louder for you. Appreciate that. This is a new kind of experience for us. Is that any better for you, Victoria? Can you hear us a bit better? Give us a thumbs up. How's that for you? Any better? We can do what we can. Now we've got a competition going, friends. So Antipodes Gin are giving away some of their range, a bottle of their range, and all you need to do is simply post a comment below as an entry why you love Australian gin. Simple as that. So for the live broadcast and for the next day also, simply write down in the comment below, hi guys, why you love Australian gin, and the guys from Antipodes are going to have a look at that the next day or so, and you'll win a special pack courtesy event, and I'll reach out to you and arrange delivery. So that's pretty great, so thank you guys. I'm just going to go over here and just check one more time and see if we can get Shane on the board. Thank you, Victoria, I appreciate that. I'll just see if I can just get our friend Shane, but that's all right. We'll keep pressing on. Now, I'm getting thirsty. Shall we make a drink?
I think it's a good idea.
Okay, so we've got several in the range. So tell me what I do is about compound gin. So a lot of people know about barrel-aged gin and bathtub gin and dry gin. of course, London Dry Gin.
Sure.
So what's a compound gin?
Okay, so compounding is our approach to making gin. So what we do, the point of difference is that we distill each botanical separately, and then at the end of the day we've got between 10 and 20 different distilled botanicals which we blend back together to make our gin.
Yeah.
The beauty of that process is it gives you a lot of control. So when we distill, say, a leaf or a root or a berry or a bark, they all distill very differently. And if you put them all together and distill through that, you have no control. But what we do is, because we distill each botanical separately, we're able to select the choice parts of each distillate to include in our gin. And that gives you two things. Firstly, it allows you to eliminate flavours you don't want from your gin.
Mm-hmm.
But secondly, it allows you to tailor your gins. You can have a very delicate, light, floral, ethereal sort of gin by taking the first parts of each cut.
Yep.
Or you can have a very rich, full-bodied, spicy, earthy gin by taking all the tails cuts, the late cuts, and just the distillates. So it gives you a lot of control.
So you've almost been like a perfumer in some respects.
Indeed, yes,
Yeah.
yes, indeed.
Perfumer.
Yep.
So welcome everybody. I'm talking to Mike Dennis, distiller here at Antipodes Gin Company. I'm going to make a drink. I'm getting ready firstly just talking about the booze. And again, if you want to win some Antipodes gin, we're giving away. You're giving yourself away.
Indeed.
Just write down in the comments below why you love Australian gin to go in the draw, and we'll do that. Excellent. Okay, thanks for getting tuning in. So what I'm going to make is using their lovely, gorgeous pink gin. It's a very aromatic and subtle. If I describe the house style, it's quite rounded because you use a grape spirit sometimes.
No,
or
where's a cane spirit?
Cane spirit, that's right. Which lends a real softness to the palate and some kind of natural kind of sweetness too. So I'm just going to reach over here and look at some of these comments that are coming through. Tanya said, I like the gin party. I'm so glad I found it. I love how smooth it is and how you can drink it straight. You're a fine judge of company. Thank you, Taylor. Where do you get you here? So here's the Antipodes Gin Company. Let's see if I can get you guys in. We're just trying to get the Gin Company in, but it's proving a bit challenging. So we'll just keep pressing on and making a nice little cocktail with this beautiful little spirit here. And a gorgeous colour to boot, so it's very, very elegant. So I've been trying these last few days, and I think and the Negroni's in order, but a very different one. So, and if you're Northern Hemisphere, then it's going to be a nice little summery one, and if it's in winter time here in Canberra, it'll taste of summer just to cheer you up. And it's a really, like, any Negroni is usually 3 equal parts. So 1 part gin, in this case 1 part Aperol. So you can drink Aperol lots of different ways, not just in a spritz. And one of my favourite ingredients, the Maiden Eye Sweet Vermouth. So if you don't know this product, it's just gorgeous. You were a big fan of you.
I'm a huge fan of that.
Yeah.
Yes, aromatized white. Yep.
Yeah, and so this is really, really gorgeous. Lots of native botanicals, and again, I figured it would marry well with your kind of sustainable and organic kind of approach to your products.
Indeed.
So, no further ado, let's make a drink. So, what I like to do when I make a Negroni is use a mixing glass, and with plenty of ice in it, and again, it's just equal parts as we go. And remember, if you want to go in the draw to win some Antipodes Gin product, write down in your comments below why you love Australian gin, and you'll go in the draw. It's very, very simple. So I'm talking to Mike Dennis and the guys from Antipodes Gin Company to celebrate World Gin Day. So equal parts, sweet vermouth, Aperol, and then this really lovely Antipodes Gin. So tell me about some of this, what the challenges of being a certified organic distiller.
Yeah, the certified organic is not creating problems for the distillation or the gins. It's a very rigorous process, and rightly so, I might add. And what they're doing at Australian Certified Organics is checking not just your ingredients, but also your processes to make sure there's no herbicides, pesticides, fly sprays, rodent traps, or anything like that.
Yeah.
And your cleaning agents have to be certified by them as well. So anything that comes in contact with the food has to be audited and approved independently by ACO. So it's a rigorous, difficult process. It takes time.
Yep.
It takes a lot of effort. But at the end of the day, it's independent of the seller of the product. So I think there's a lot of credibility in that.
And what does that mean for... Now, I've just mixed it down, and you'll note the colour of this pink gin. It's very pale and very subtle. So, very light and delicate. And not super sweet either in the nose.
No.
It's very natural. as you'd expect that we've been talking about. So I've stirred it down in the glass so it's nice and cool. But then what I do is then get a fresh glass and a nice big ice cube. If I can do this live without making a mess, which I probably won't. I tried this before and it didn't work. Live TV is always very difficult, so I might just do that. Nice big cube of ice. And then we simply strain off. I'll be making espresso martini in a minute too, guys. So, and then straight into a chill glass. A nice big cube. So you want it chilled but not diluted. And I like to garnish it with a ruby grapefruit, like so. Because it lends a colour, and then I've just expressed the rind. And then in we go. So you're driving, so you can't drink this,
I
can you?
can't drink that. I'd like to. It looks sumptuous.
See?
Lovely.
So pink gin, Antipodes gin with Aperol and beautiful Mayonnaise sweet vermouth. Okay, let's see if we can't get Shane on board. Hello, Shane. Shane Reed's the one of the founders of Antipodes Gin, and we're just trying to get him in the dial here. Oh, we don't want to do that. Let's see if we can get you. Bear with us, folks. We're just trying to get Shane in, but as you've seen, many Zoomies and many Facebooks and all the rest of it doesn't quite work. So, Shane, I think you just have to enjoy the ride, unfortunately, this evening, but we'll do our best to carry on without you. So, yes, beautiful Negroni with the pink gin, Aperol, and the beautiful Maiden Eye sweet vermouth, or any kind of sweet vermouth you like, of course, if you can't kind of find it. So, let's move on. Now, you come to National Capital as a company.
Yes.
What does that mean? Like, what's the potential then do you think it's going to open up for you?
Yeah, so I think one of the motivations was because the ethos of the company was around sustainability and certified organic and things like that.
Yeah.
One of the things that really attracted us to ACT was that we have carbon-free or carbon-neutral electricity here, and it aligns very well with what our company is about.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great place to set up. The water here is very high quality. We've got this carbon-neutral electricity supply. And the planets kind of aligned. I was available as a distiller and engineer, which they needed an engineer on their site, and a site became available about that time. So it's just a serendipity, I guess, played a fair part in it. But we did make a conscious choice to have a location which supported what we're trying to achieve as a company.
It's a very exciting moment for you too, I think, as a role,
Yeah,
because the National Capital is a real hotbed of distilling and a lot of innovation. And again, as you say, sustainability is really key here. So
innovation is really taking off in Canberra. And that suits our profile as well. We're developing a lot of new products at the moment, and so we're very keen to be, playing on that as a centerpiece of our company.
Wunderbar. Now I'm getting firstly talking about booze again, and if you've just joined in, I'm talking to Mike Dennis, Master Distiller at Antipodes Gin Co, just moved to Canberra, Australia's first certified organic gin maker. And we're making drinks and talking gin because it's World Gin Day, right? So we've made a Negroni. Let's have a play with your classic. The original release, so this is what, 2015 kind of
yes.
I think, thereabouts. A Martini, and why not? And why, not because I like martinis, as you know I do. Hi everybody, thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to add your question, or your entries, so if you want to win some Antipodes gin, it's a giveaway. Write down why you love Australian gin in the comments, of DM me if you're on Instagram, or make a comment below, or just a comment below here on Facebook. I've got much going on. Why I like this is, again, it's a very, very subtle spirit. It's very gentle. You don't get there's not a lot of volatility on the nose, do you? It's very subtle.
It's a bit citrus forward, but it's restrained in the nose.
So that says to me, dry martini. And it's nice, it's not a very kind of subtle, residual kind of naturalness, sweetness to it. Is that the citrus coming through it? Yeah.
No, there is a natural sweetness in there. I think it's probably more dominant, but I would like to try that out a wee bit at the moment. But in a mixer, it's perfect.
But as you gin lovers will know, we sometimes talk about small batch, and when we talk about craft distilling, we're not talking about huge industrial. We're talking about one or two people making the product, which is why I love the industry. So the stories behind it, and each batch is going to be different because you've got so many variables to maintain.
Yeah, that's right. And the compounding approach, we have flexibility in how we make each batch. So, if I may, talk about distilling, say, a juniper compared to, say, distilling coriander.
Yeah.
When you distill a juniper, the first thing that comes off, say we've got a 5-hour distillation of a juniper. The first hour will be this floral, ethereal, high notes. These aromas, these volatiles come off, and it's great. It's very bright.
Yes.
The next 2 hours will be the heart's cup, which is the essence of the botanicals. A very clean, very pure, clear note and you say that's juniper. That's exactly juniper. The last 2 hours are what we call the tails cup, and that's all the heavy, earthy, spicy, rich juniper. I like all those. But if you take a coriander distillation, the first bit is the citrus coming off. Then you get the hearts, which is 2 hours of intense coriander. And then as following that, you've got 2 hours of tails, which they're just wrong. They've got rubber, sulfury, garlic, oniony sort of things, mank flavours. You don't want any of that. And this is what I say, all these botanicals distill differently. And we want to eliminate all that mank out of our stuff. That's why we do this compounding, right?
Yeah, it's a lot more control.
A lot more control. And if you want to create a new gin, we can just use those top cuts or the floral bits and create a very light gin out of the same botanicals. So that's what we like about compounding. And did you know?
No, I
Don't
don't.
stop me. There's actually a World Hate Coriander Day. So a famous
World Hate Coriander Day. You heard it here, folks.
24th of February.
I've got into it. Loving Australian. Sorry, drop the flow there. Loving Australian gins. They're more commonly being infused with beautiful native botanicals. Absolutely, we love that too. I have some looking at some of these entries here coming in. Thank you, kids. I think I like Australian gins. They have variety. One to suit every mood and occasion. Thanks, Rhonda. I love how versatile Australian gin is. Each batch is different and fits a range of different cocktails for different, I'm going to say guest moments, different moods. Nice one. Thank you. So hold that thought for a minute.
Yeah.
So what I've done is you can use all sorts of dry, but when you've got quite a subtle, gentle gin like Antipodes is, you don't want to kind of dominate it when you're mixing your vermouth. But that said, I've opted for another Made Night product that came out of Melbourne. I don't use this a great deal because it's got a eucalyptus and all sorts of very wonderful native botanicals in it. But again, in terms of subliminal alignment to what you're on about, and it just adds a little bit of complexity. But you may have noticed, I did 2 nips of the gin, 2 ounces or 60 mils, and then only about 5 mils of the vermouth. So normally you might add 10 mils or 15 mils, depending what you want. A little goes a long way with this, so just a tiny little hint is all I want. And of course, we'll stir it down before it goes too far away. And again, we're talking to Mike Dennis and the guys from Underground Antipodes Gin Company, originally from South Australia, now located in National Capital, which is pretty exciting. So we're talking about the details and World Coriander Day, sort of off topic a little bit.
Sorry, I was straight from the path there. But
No. Do you know what date it is?
24th of February.
Okay.
It's the day, and it comes out of France. And I'm not alone in this because the movement's got 250,000 followers.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. All right. So chilled martini glass. I'm a long way from my fridge. I like to keep these in the fridge to the very last second before I pour. But we've had that nice, so you're nice and chilled. Voila. And then we're just going to pour it straight over. Now, you could go a lemon twist with this particular, but I think with the Maiden Eye gin, it's got some lemon myrtle and things in there, so you don't want to over egg it, so to speak. Just a couple of drops of orange bitters to open up those aromatics. And again, yours is quite citrus forward, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And then just to balance it out, some classic pitted green Sicilian olive. So does that make you thirsty on World Gin Day, kids? Does that kind of look the part? Even Catherine Russell and everyone's tuning in. I'm talking to Mike Dennis, who makes wonderful spirits here on Antipodes Gin. We've got the team in South Australia tuning in as well. So, gentlemen, here's to you, and thanks for the opportunity to talk about your range.
Look at that.
It's a thing of beauty. You sure don't want it?
I do want it.
I'll have it. No, so yep, going. No, you're driving.
I'm driving.
We're being very responsible here, kids, and that's just 1.5 metres in case you're wondering. True.
It's a false perspective.
It's a very false perspective. In any case, so we've got Instagram friends here and we've got Facebook friends here. That's why I'm looking at 2 different cameras today. So lovely to have you along and happy World Gin Day to you. I'm going to drink this one back so we'll have you. Cheers. That's quite yummy if I say so myself.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Again, the little of the mayonnaise goes a long way. So let me put this down. So don't forget, if you want to win another entry from the original of some of these entries here, if you want to win some Tilly's Gin, just DM me If you're on Instagram, why you love Australian gin, to go in the draw. And if you're on Facebook, just here, just put a comment below. Loving that Australian gins are being fused with so many native botanicals and certified organic. Can I just press here? I can see. And certified organic methods. Ooh, that's very on point. Cheers, Victoria. Loving that Australian gins are being infused with so many native botanicals and certified organic distilling methods. So, as a distiller, is working with Australian natives tricky?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So, because a lot of these native plants are grown in dry climates, the flavours can be very, very intense. And so, when you're making a gin, you're trying to make it balanced. You're trying to balance all the flavours and aromas. And so, you can make a gin that has a balanced aroma, and then you go to take a sip, and you find it's astringent, typically with Australian botanicals,
Right.
because they're full of phenols and things like that, which don't distill out. So, if you're compounding, you can remove those. But they're very intense flavours, and so you have to get the full juniper spectrum in there to balance that. And you might look for perhaps a stronger flavoured gin profile as opposed to a light, delicate profile with Australian botanicals. So you're trying to match your gin construction and the layers in which you construct your gin to match, so one botanical doesn't dominate the others. And that's really challenging with Australian botanicals, which is why we like it as distillers, because it's a unique problem. We love to have these problems.
Yes,
right?
I remember from the food. I come from a food restaurant background, and having chefs who are working with like kangaroo or lily pilly or condongs for the first time, trying to find a sophisticated way around that is a real challenge.
Yeah, indeed.
Now, Shane Reed, we're going to try and get you on the video, but it's clearly not working. So I'll ask a question to you, and you can type the answer. Let's see how that works. So, as a founder of Antipodes Gin, you've been around for about 5 years. The company's about 5 years. 2015, I think, you sent the first bottle to look at when you first got going. So, as a owner of a distillery, how do you see the Australian distillery industry evolving? The challenges and opportunities. As I said, I've just added the friend first gin maker in Australia to my website today. I'll keep a list and reviews and all the rest of it. And they just keep kind of coming. So, drop a line and tell us what you think about what are the challenge opportunities at the moment, you know, COVID aside, for the industry. I'd love to hear your thoughts around that. I'm talking to Mike Dennis and Shane Reed from Antipodes Gin Co, who've just joined in. And you can win some gin. You can win gin. We've got pink gin, Antipodes gin, the espresso, which is new, we'll talk about in a minute, and a vodka for the vodka lovers. But it is World Gin Day, so tough. Cheers, everybody. Here's to Australian gin and World Gin Day all round. And to you, gentlemen. Thank you. All right. Who loves espresso martinis? Hands up, wave. Anybody like espresso martini fans around here? And I know that you have gin in it, but we've got to try it, just because. There we go. Yeah, espresso martini time. You'd have to be someone out there. No one's judging today. It's all fine. So, tell me about, this is new. This is the espresso range. So, I know it's back to front, a quirky little thing. So that's just new. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so the espresso is based on a cold brew process. So we're trying to softly extract the best of the flavours. It is obviously a certified organic coffee bean.
Yep.
And
Can I ask where that comes from?
Yeah, Honduras, this one.
Right, fantastic.
So what we're trying to do, one of the things we're trying to look at in the company is the food miles. So we're trying to get a local Queensland organic certified.
And there are some
organic.
great coffee people here too, you know.
Yes, there are. Yes, and it's certified organic is the challenge. So we need to do that. Anyway, that's go on about the flavour.
Yeah.
So we do a soft extraction, a water-based extraction with a wee bit of alcohol in it, low temperature extraction, and that is a really challenging process. The timing is critical, and the concentration of your alcohol is critical, and that gets, like I say, it gets steeped and blended very. I can't tell you all the details of the process. But there's really not much going on there apart from the soft coffee and chocolate notes come through.
Yeah, it's very beautifully integrated.
If you're very careful with the way you put it together, you can get some vanillas and some chocolate coming through.
I'll certainly get that on the nose, definitely. So it lands at 25% alcohol, because no comments coming through. And I guess if you want to win some, my friends on Antipodes here, just write DM me if you're on Instagram, why you love Australian gin. And if you're on Facebook, just write down, Victoria says, I had the worst one the other night. Need something to bring back to love. Let's see if I can make things better for you virtually, Victoria, when it comes to espresso martini. I'm going to give you a pro tip about that. So yes, don't forget to write down if you want to win some good stuff, why you love Australian gin, because we're celebrating World Gin Day today. Now, shaker. It's the only martini that's besides the Vespa that you can shake and still look yourself in the mirror in the morning. And again, we're going to use some of your vodka, which we'll come back to in a minute, talk about that. And some espresso coffee, which I've prepared just earlier. 2 delicious. Now, shouldn't need this.
I would say there's a lot of espresso in there.
There's a lot of espresso in there. So this is my riff on it. It's beautiful stuff. I've drunk it, and you could just drink it on ice.
Yes, absolutely. You can,
yeah. So I was just sipping it before the other day when I came in and getting acquainted with it. So it's got a lovely body to it. Some of the things you see, the espresso coffee bottles, they're a bit thin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, in terms of palate weight and
they
things
can
like
be harsh too. Some that I've tried have over extracted and pulled out acids and become very harsh.
Right.
So we do a different method of extraction, which is a bit softer. And it allows the chocolates and vanillas to come through.
So I'm going to put a nip of the espresso. Like so. Then your lovely vodka, which is a little bit different, isn't it, in terms of its base? Compared to some vodkas.
Yes. So we use a sugarcane base. We've recently sourced organic sugar in Australia, which is great news. That used to come from overseas. So we are supporting Australia there, which is a good thing.
Yes.
And we produce our own base spirit from which the alcohol, the vodka is derived. So we try and keep things all in-house.
Fantastic. And yeah, again, that's that quality control as well, isn't it? And
it's partly quality control, but it's mainly about flavour. So we have a particular way that we distill our neutral spirit, and we're trying to retain some of that cane flavour and some of the molasses flavours in it.
Yep.
And that shines through in the vodka as well.
Yeah, it's a really, it's got a really kind of soft flavour profile.
It's a soft flavour, that's
right.
right.
So it's not a harsh, astringent kind of... No.
It's not a European vodka, it's an Australian vodka for sure. But,
yeah.
But it's got that softness about it.
I was thinking that'd be terrific with again in a tall glass, a highball with like a dry ginger, we call it dry ginger. And
just for a touch of flavour, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Now, pro tip time, kids. You don't want a languid little espresso martini. So what I've done here, I've added the vodka, the espresso, and a tiny bit of coffee. Now, to help get your crema going, because you want that kind of froth on top, if you've been to a bar, these things are called hawthorns, and they're strainers, of course. So what you do is, if you've got one, you take this off. And it's a fiddly business, but they do come off. Voila, okay? This then goes into your shaker. And it's basically a turbo for your shaking, because I like to joke that the espresso martini is kind of calorie neutral because you've got to shake it and shake it and shake it and shake it and shake it. So I've got my lovely George Jensen shaker. Broke it for special occasion just because I can. And you want it really cold. Really cold. So cold it starts to hurt on the outside.
I never knew what that was for.
Well, see, normally they just live on a strain when you're straining off your stir drink. That's what they're for. But this is there you go. And you'll notice it's getting nice and frosty on the outside there. So way to go. I want to feel the pain. You've got to feel the pain. It gets really, really cold. Really, really cold in the hand, but still going. You think it's ready? No. Still going. All right. And so chilled martini glass. Naturally. Moment of truth. Really? Can I walk the talk, do you think?
I hope so.
Let's find out, shall we? So, here we go. See, and then wait for it. You can't quite see.
Ooh, look at that.
Look at that, kids.
Wow.
See? I don't just make the stuff up, you know. You want to get all that frothy goodness at the end. It'll settle and get nice and frothy. Thank you. And piece resistance, kids. And sometimes you go to these bars and they give you coffee beans. Ugh. This is my personal trick, and I think just you appreciate this. This is certified organic nutmeg.
Oh, very nice.
From Great Southern.
Yeah, good choice.
And so a little dusting over the top. So you end up with beautiful aromatics. You just see there, instead of the, try and do this with the camera. Voila. And then we go. Nice turboing, yes. So I wish I could give you one of these, kids, but
Once again, you'll take one for the team.
I'll take one for the team. So espresso martini made with Antipodes Gin Gin Society, so Perfecto, Love Espresso Martini, Player God Gin Society. Thanks again, it's lovely to have you along. So yes, turbocharge using the mesh of your Hawthorn in your shaker, and although you probably don't need it with the Antipodes Gin Espresso coffee here, you can add, if you've got another inferior product, a little shot of espresso, extra richness and crema. Voila.
It's probably worth pointing out that we're developing a decaf version of that for post 5 p.m. sippers, because this is a liqueur you'd like to sip after dinner, right? If you're going to get a load of caffeine at 9 o'clock at night, it's probably not suiting everybody's state of mind, so we're out looking at bringing out a decaf.
Fantastic. Now, I should ask this question, where can people buy your stuff?
Duty free. Next time you fly out of the country.
Yeah, let's hope that soon.
Yes, let's hope it soon, for sure. Yeah. No, we're all in the Coles Liquor Group at the moment, or we can go through our website. So
brilliant.
There's 2 outlets there.
Yeah, very good. But you don't have to pay if you enter. So again, if you want to win a bottle, and we're putting little packs. I think we're doing like 3 little gift packs based on the cocktails that I've created tonight. So you just have to write down, DM me on Instagram why you love Australian gin, or make a comment below here on Facebook, and these guys are going to judge. I'm just going to sit back and have a drink. So next couple of days, you've got about a day to enter if you need a bit more inspiration, and then they'll look at the comments and then decide who gets to win these packs, and then their people will talk to your people, and it all kind of happen.
Sure.
Wow.
Can't wait to see them.
Yes, absolutely. So we're at World Gin Day here from Antipodes Gin Company. Just a few more minutes before we let you guys go off and make dinner and whatever you need to do, or more importantly, have a drink. As a distiller, has a business, we're celebrating World Gin Day. I'm going to sit back down. But there are challenges. Like I said, I've seen an explosion of distillers, and I just noticed like dozens coming down the pipeline as well. But that's opportunities and challenges, because we were talking before we started that there's no high school, university you go to distilling, is it? You
that's right.
Sort of taught,
yeah.
Which is wonderful in terms of you've got immense creativity, and all these gins have fantastic personalities and stories behind them, including what we're talking about tonight. But there are risks involved as well.
Well, I think there's basically a blind dark alley when you start distilling, because as the viewers will probably know, home distilling is not legal in Australia, as it is perhaps in New Zealand, say. And there's no one point that you can go to. There's no checklist when you start a distillery to know what to do, what you have to comply with, and there are many compliance surprises. There's many hidden costs that you would not expect when you start the business. And so you've got all these little hurdles you've got to jump through. And apart from the skill of making a quality product, and let's face it, we're on a world stage, there's no room for complacency on a world stage.
No, I think I estimate about 6,500 gin brands in the world at the moment.
Right, well there you go. And there's been a proliferation in Australia recently, of course. And it's very competitive. And we're squeezed on price by a number of pressures. So we can look to export, but that's even, there's problems with export as well. So it's a really challenging space to work in. Nonetheless, it's great fun. I'm not trying to hide that it's all doom and gloom.
Well, I mean, again, we're talking about an end-to-end sort of sustainable, certified organic, high quality product that's small batch.
Yeah.
That makes people happy. What's not to love about that?
Can be done. Yeah.
Can be done. I'm just going to check some of these comments, kids. So we've still got time to enter. Antipodes Gin, the Turbo Wing. Thank Georgia. Thank you. Express my looks so magic. Can't wait to try next time we're on Antipodes Gin. Thank you for that. Oh, Victoria asked why decaf, and I think you kind of. I think Victoria's a purist somehow.
Fair enough.
Did you? Need to get away with next flight? Absolutely. Antipodes, this newsflash, kids, that just let us know that there's a 25% sale running now on their website. So just jumped on the feed just now from the headquarters back in, and they're saying if you use the code WGD 2020, so World Gin Day, WGD 2020, and in the coupon window you get 25% off their website. Thanks, kids. That's what we've got of you.
Yeah.
There you go. World WGD 2020 via their website on the coupon field to get 25% off. Schmick. We love World Gin Day. Decaf, Georgia says, decaf is such a great idea for those who love the flavour of coffee yet sensitive to the caffeine buzz. Absolutely. So Yeah, Victoria's a coffee thing. I kind of guessed that.
Oh, look, I totally get that.
Yeah. So that's been really fun.
Yeah, great.
So if anybody got a question for us, I've got a few more minutes. We can just chin away a little bit longer. So if you've got a question you want to ask, Antipodes, Mike, myself, we're here for you, kids. We're here for you. I'll just have a drink on your behalf, if that's okay. I'll sit down and make myself comfortable. Cheers to you, and here's to Australian gin and Australian distillers all around. Thank you for your passion and creativity.
Oh, thanks for having me over.
You keep me occupied. It's inspirational. I mean, that's why I do personally what I do. I see myself as an advocate and an educator, and I come out of a tourism and hospitality background originally, and was a time where there was no Australian gin and no Australian vermouth, and it's just wonderful. I
just had a quick sip of that, by the way.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you were looking, but
cheeky
yeah. So you might want to try the Negroni.
Yeah. Okay. See, COVID. Tiddly, drink, Mike, drink. You're being encouraged to drink by the boss. There you go. You got permission to drink on the job now.
Great. Well, I've got some nice Canberra water here.
So excuse me for getting close to the screen here because we're far away. So Tala Keeper asks, what's your favourite gin-based drink? What's your favourite gin-based drink?
Well,
you're welcome, Victoria. You're welcome.
I'd like to say it's a beer, but I'm not allowed to do that, am I? Because the boss is locked in.
That's true. Yeah.
Now, look, I'm straight up for a martini with the vermouth that we present tonight. It's one of my favourites, and it just goes so well with our...
The Made Night Dry vermouth.
Yep, it goes so well with our dry gin. That's hands down my favourite.
And for me, well, you put me in a tricky corner because clearly I'm talking about this lovely gin tonight. But I think I'll say this. I mean, I'm very fortunate to have gins from around the world, and each one, like I said, has a story. And different countries have a particular culture. So the Scandinavian gins are different from the Japanese gins, are different from the French gins, and you can't generalise too much. But Australian gin is a moment where there's incredible creativity. They're inspired often by their place, by the water, by the ingredients, commitment to production. So each one is really, really different, which is really fantastic. So we are living the golden age of gin, friends. Gin, so happy World Gin Day to you, kids. Absolutely. It's been fun. So I think our work is done, Mike.
Sure.
I think our work is done. So thank you so much for tuning in. You've got a little bit more time. We'll sign off in a minute or two. But if you want to enter in and win some Antipodes gin, you've got some gift packs to give away. DM me by Instagram why you love Australian gin, and just put a message down below why you love Australian gin, and Antipodes Gin guys will have a look, and if you're fortunate there, people will talk to your people and be great. And as I mentioned before, in case you missed it, there's a sale on right now on their website. So use the coupon code WGD2020 and you get 25% off, which is pretty fat. Absolutely. So thank you guys. Thank you Antipodes Gin for the opportunity to be along.
Thank you, Philip.
Happy World Gin Day, guys. Really appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Good night, Instagram. Bye.